Howdy, welcome back to the channel. This is Matthew Pizgatti. I want to drop in with an update for you regarding stake protocol. There was a big announcement today. We're already seeing the price start to bump up a little bit, and that may continue. We may continue to see that moon somewhat. Now, before we get into that announcement, the first thing to note too is that stake. I've covered it before. It is similar to DRIP in some ways, at least the DRIP faucet and the way that the primary stake protocol works, as far as you getting your 1% a day, that type of thing. Obviously, there's the big differences. If you've watched any of my previous videos on stake, the big differences come in the way that they calculate all of this here on the screen and the way that this rebase works. So you're getting that 1% on the faucet, but then you're getting up to a 2% on the rebase every day, as long as you're in the positive on this gauge here. And you get positive there by any of the positive actions. So when you're referring people in, when you're depositing, that sort of thing. Whereas compounding will bring that gauge down. So it has unique features that make it stand out from the drip faucet. The other thing I wanted to mention was that as far as the number of people who are playing, that has been steadily increasing, but it is not as high as drip. You can see we're up to almost about 1,000 people. So this is still at very early stages, but the market cap keeps going up. The total number of players are going up. So all in all, it's very new. So we're having some of these big announcements, new features that are coming out, and that's what makes it exciting. Is that if you missed that wave with drip, we have this big potential to ride this to the top and see how high, what heights it can reach. If it can get the same level of adoption or even close to it that drip has, I mean, drip faucet has just thousands of people, new people coming in every day. So that's the main difference, is that this is not marketed as much yet. We don't see as many people promoting it, but I'm just a big believer in it so far due to those things I've been saying. It's so similar to drip faucet. We know how long the drip faucet's been running. It's over a year. It's still holding a pretty steady price, and it's probably going to moon again once they unlock the farms and other things. And so I expect big things from stake. But the big announcement today with stake is that the lottery is finally launching. So you've had this King's Riches over here, this link that's been grayed out. That's finally going to launch. And I was watching the preview video today and the voice chat in the Telegram. I don't have the recording from that. I think they'll probably release it later. If you're part of the Stake official Telegram, you could probably, wait for that and snag that if you want to see the video preview. But essentially, this is what some of the graphics look like. It's a pretty neat, neat little graphical interface to represent what's going on. It's kind of a fun concept too. That's how I think you get more adoption with a lot of these little games and protocols. Is that you add in some fun to it without making it overly complicated. And I think they've done that here. Essentially, when you buy tickets, you get armies, and the thing that you're kind of imagining here, or what makes it a fun game, is that your armies are storming this castle. But the long and the short of it is you're trying to match numbers and sigils. It's a lottery. It's just it's essentially a lottery. So what happens is when you buy a ticket, you do have these that get randomly generated. You'll have 2 numbers per sigil here, and you can actually come in and change these. You can edit these before you click save, before you actually buy the tickets officially and spend your BUSD. And then it's going to match sequentially, and I think it probably explains that here, and we'll get down to a little further as to how it actually works. But so there's going to be regular draws. You'll see a countdown timer, it looked like, on the screen. And then depending on how many numbers you match, even if you match nothing, you are going to win something. Now, a lot of these screenshots are from the test net, so obviously you're probably not winning 2,000 stake, even if you match nothing. Depending on how many people are in the pool, because everyone who matches nothing is going to win something. They're going to get something back. But if there's 20,000 people participating, then obviously you're not going to get that. You're not going to get 1,000 stake back, most likely. But we don't know. That's why I wanted to drop this video right now. I don't even think I'm putting an intro on it. I'm just going to slap it out right now because I want you to see this before the lottery launches. It's going to be at 6 p.m. UTC, I believe, which is I think 1 p.m. Central for me. So I grabbed like just 30, 40 bucks in BUSD. I'm going to throw something at it. As soon as I see it launch, I'm going to jump in on that first round, because if enough people aren't aware of this, I mean, there's only 1,000 people in the main stake protocol, right? I mean, unless a whole lot of people get word of this, we may have a pretty good chance on these first couple of rounds to get a large number of stake back. Not in these numbers, obviously, but just a little boost in stake. And hey, if you actually win, if you match numbers, then you get these varying prize levels that just go up along with the numbers that you match. So we're kind of looking through here. They have other partner tokens. Yeah, tickets will be purchased with BUSD from their protocol-owned liquidity. So from their swap page, well, not from their swap page. It'll be from the lottery page, but it comes from their POL rather than the other exchange. Meaning every ticket bought creates a buy event for stake. That's important. So that's helping the protocol. And then it says if the prize pool increases by 10% in a round, there's an 18% burn that initiates at the end of the round. We know burning the tokens off, that helps increase the value of the token in general, so that's great. If there isn't an increase by 10% in a round, the purchase stake rolls over to increase the prize pool. So that's cool. So if it has a huge increase in a round, they're going to burn off some, which will help overall for all of us holding stake. And then if not, it's just going to roll the prize pool larger. So it's basically a buyback and burn lottery, it says here. Additional purchase tokens will be added in time. Team leaders are treated as partners, meaning they're incentivized to encourage their team to purchase. And this article was written a little bit ago. They're kind of changing things as they go, and we'll see what features roll out. As a team leader, and then if I think I have a few underneath me that also have their own teams. They are running some contests like that. I think one of them is whoever can get the most tickets on their team. There's only about 20 of us on the Pizgatti crew team here, so I'm sure we won't win that prize. But that being said, I just wanted to get this out to you so today it's launching. You can get in early and get some lottery and a chance to earn some stake. If you haven't invested very heavily in stake, but you'd kind of like to, you're going to get some back on these first couple rounds for sure. Especially if you can catch one of the rounds where there's not as many participants. They're not going to show the total number of tickets, so you're just going to have to hop in and hope for the best, really. Says there's some type of round progression with a bonus. Any user can progress the round by paying to fetch the winning numbers from Chainlink, which will determine the winners for that round and begin the next round. The user who calls this function will win up to 0.75% of all winnings for this round. This is a gamble in itself as if you progress the round and someone wins a jackpot. That can be a nice little payday for the caller of that round. So there's going to be some feature, it sounds like, where you can pay a little extra to go ahead and just end the round and fetch the winning numbers. And you do get up to a certain amount of winnings from that round. It might depend on how much you match as well. So that's kind of a little extra gamble, as you can just end the round early. In addition to seeding the lottery with 100,000 stake, the top-level referral wallet has been collecting fees to be added to the lottery pool and will continue to seed the lottery throughout the life of stake. So there they're talking a little bit about the sustainability built in. And here's how to play, just so you can get a kind of a rough overview before you hop in there. First, you're going to start by picking your number, or picking your armies, I should say. The first number represents the sigil, and then the second number represents the army's element. And they've added some fun names here, so, Battle Axe, Castle, Riches Galore, Serpentine Dragon, the Nightmare. I like that one for some reason. And then you pick an element. So when you combine those, each army will have a combination, like Castle Fire, Nightmare of Poison, 0-0 is Battle Axe of Gold. So they're matching two numbers. And your numbers must match in sequential order to win. So that means if you're going to match one number, you could match 1. But if you match a 1-4, then you've matched two numbers. They have to be matched sequentially, however. You can't just have a 7 if there's a 7. If your 7's in the middle here, it has to match sequentially along the way. So your armies have to be exact all the way across to win the jackpot. I don't see that happening incredibly often. That's why it is a lottery, and that pool's going to grow. But when someone does win that jackpot, it's going to be pretty big. And, you'll match one or two numbers here and there, of course. And we'll see what type of returns that ends up being. I think early on we're going to see some pretty good returns, and it's just going to boost our position in stake. And then, as the lottery gets more popular, we'll see those burns and buybacks, which essentially will help the value of stake, as well as participation in this lottery in general will. So in our previous example here, they're showing if you pick the Castle of Fire, that's 1-4, and then the number drawn was 1-7, you'd win a match 1, which would look like this. And this is another thing too. I'm trying to see where the animation is, what I'm looking for, because what they did was they said they added fires or explosions. Maybe it's this thing here. Is this a fire? Oh, no. Oh, here it is. Okay. Here's a little explosion. On the video call, the voice chat earlier, it sounded like they had changed that to fires, but it'll be a fire or explosion. And so depending on how many you match, you'll see little explosions or fires to indicate that. So if you're lucky enough to match all the armies, you'll see jackpot like this, with all the multiple explosions or fires and this little trophy guy. So then after the round, you can determine what you've won and claim it. And by claiming, you will claim all past rounds plus any partner tokens. And basically it says you split the winnings with everyone else in your match class. So if you match 3, you're going to obviously split way less than matching 0, because there'll be far less players who were also able to match 3. And this article says very close, but as I said, it's coming. It's coming today. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this video for you just so you're aware. As always, my links will be in the description. This is not financial advice, so don't just invest into one of these protocols just based on what I'm saying. Do your own research, see if you like it. If you're already invested into this project, I'm just saying you might like the lottery. You should take a look at it. Join their official Telegram if you haven't. There'll be more information there, but the launch should be going ahead at 6 p.m. UTC, which is 1 p.m. Central for me. So I'm excited. I'm going to throw a little bit at it and see what happens. If you're not in stake yet and you've kind of been listening to me here, and you might go back and watch some of my other previous videos on it as well. I'm building a little team. I'm up to 19 people under me, and we're waiting for this team viewer to come soon. This is going to be similar to the Drip Faucet team viewer, where I'll have a much easier time trying to airdrop to you guys that are underneath me. And since I'm so much earlier on stake and I'm actually getting a good return, those of you who've seen my videos know I wasn't as far into Drip. I didn't get in early, and I'm not a thousandaire to throw money at it. But I'm slowly building my drip bag, but I have a lot more stake. So I think if we build this team further out and they get this team viewer here soon, I'll be able to actually airdrop regularly to people on my team, at least at a random fashion. So I'm excited for that. And we got to reach level 3. I'm only a level 2. So this is kind of fun, leveling up. And there can also be multiple leaders on the team. I don't have any underneath me, but that boosts our whole team as well. And then you can build out your own, referrals and your own team that you can also airdrop and interact with. So this is exciting. The lottery's coming today. I'm really excited to see where it goes, see what it does to the price especially. This was hovering a good bit lower. I think we were under $1 actually earlier, and I think it still is on PancakeSwap and the other dexes. But I see some buys coming in, which is good. Let me knock this down a little bit so I can actually see what's going on. Yeah, it's a little too far. But yeah, I'm seeing definitely buys. I'm seeing buys roll in. We had this drop from where it was around launch. It mooned a whole lot, and then we've had kind of a steady drop waiting for these new features. But I'm seeing buys again today down here. I'm seeing more buys than sells, I think. Buys are definitely ramping up. So hopefully we see the price kind of moon after this lottery launches. Some people may be waiting for it to actually launch. And then hopefully those features that are built into the lottery will help the overall price. And then we still have the treasury to launch at some point here as well. Remember, if you're familiar with DRIP, that the foundation? The foundation works similarly, I can speak, to the reservoir. So, if you like the token, you want to help solidify that floor price, create the price floors for it, and keep it from dropping as much on the long term. This works like the reservoir of stake, and so putting stuff into the foundation helps for that, and you just get rewards back from it. So why not? Again, this is just steadily growing. We're up to about almost 1,000 players. Watch this market cap, watch the players growing at a steady rate, albeit slowly. Once this catches on and other people get the word out and catch wind of this that aren't already in it, and once they see that it's been lasting for more than a few months, I think you're really going to see some traction. It's just, things come and go in the in this space, in the DeFi space, and people are untrusting, which they should be. You should be very cautious about any new project. But I like this. I like the way it's built. The devs seem pretty solid. The core concept is similar to DRIP, which has sustained for so long. As long as they keep adding more things like this and the lottery, I mean, DRIP hasn't even got its lottery or scratchies out yet. So this is kind of a good placeholder for that. And the token is still so affordable right now. So all those reasons and more are why I'm into it, and I want to see where it goes. All right, I'll get this video out for you. I wanted to give everyone time to see this and jump on the lottery or get into stake if they hadn't, if they decide to. So I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. If you're anywhere here around the south where I am in Texas, we're experiencing a whole lot of rain, so don't get washed off the road, I should say. Don't get washed away. There's flooding even in Dallas proper. I saw some homes were underwater, so that's what happens. It stays dry way too long. We had that long drought, and then a solid week of rain. That's what'll happen. You'll get a flash flood or two. We got power outages and the like. Luckily, I'm not experiencing that, but yeah, y'all stay safe out there, and I will see you on the next video.